alpha male, you know. But yeah, it's like when niggas be.
I probably shouldn't eat these, huh?
Huh.
I wonder if it's gonna crunch really loud on the mic.
Yeah, it is.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, you probably.
I'm hungry.
I'm so hungry.
I'm hungry.
I am hungry. And
That's
Keon
true
be
hunger. That's true hunger.
Yeah, Keon be getting rageful too. Keon be like, nigga, I have to eat.
I'm so hungry.
I just have to eat something. I didn't eat shit either. I was trying to eat a bowl of cereal, but I realized we had to get we was hella traffic getting here today, more than usual.
We started a little earlier.
But yeah,
I'm tired.
yeah, I definitely ponder whether or not that's appropriate for a man to set another man's seat for him.
Yeah.
Because you know if it's all
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
you ain't supposed to do that.
I don't think so.
No,
Just
I,
out
mean,
of-
I
just out of
never
courtesy?
notice it when I get in the car.
Well, it usually be up because Jess be sitting, Jess is
Yeah.
sitting.
Oh, you do it before you get to the car.
I do it as he's approaching the car. I'll be pushing the
But I know me still put it back more. So
and then
it's
I'll
like,
offer some chapstick when he gets in.
that is
You want some
that is not
chapstick?
true. That is not. But normally, even still, I normally readjust the seat to how I want it anyways when I get into
Right,
the car.
but it's to
like,
get you started. I don't know if that was a courtesy or if that was gay.
No, I think because as soon as if I'm in the car, I just put it all the way back.
Oh,
Like if
just
somebody's
assuming-
walking up to the car, I just put it
Yeah.
all the way back, and then they can adjust. Because like you said, the ladies be sitting
Right.
in the dashboard, nigga.
Well,
like,
I mean, I don't touch the seats at all. No, and normally Janelle, she puts all because Janelle normally sleeps in the car, so she'll just go. She puts it all the way back anyway, and she passes
knocks
out.
She don't
So
even
like,
give you a chance to stay up. Huh?
oh no, Janelle gets in the car and she's literally like just like putting an invisible blanket on, and if I have a blanket, she's putting that on in the car. She's like, all right, where are we going? We're going to San Diego for the week or for the
Oh,
whatever.
she just passes out?
And she within 9 times out of 10, she normally gets in the car. She goes to sleep damn near within the first 10 minutes.
Damn, she's like
That's
seven.
not.
She's like a
you're not
7-year-old.
You gotta be a role.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
be.
what are you?
Unless I say like, yo, like I'm kind of like I probably need you to stay up with me. Then she'll fight it and she will be like, all right, she'll try to
What
stay
the hell
up.
she's so sleepy from?
I don't.
But then you get full access to the music and the podcast or whatever you want to listen to.
I get full access.
We get that
if
anyway,
if I'm
though.
driving, it's
Yeah,
mine.
driver's choice. That's why I never let Cotty drive. I want to hear fucking Bad Bunny and Beyonce and Cotty listens to your stereotypical bitch booty hole run. I'm like, nigga, no.
For
like,
2 hours,
nigga,
I need something
no.
else. Yeah.
She listens to your typical whatever
I
you
fuck
see
with it
on IG. I can't.
I fuck with it.
I can't.
I have it in my certain mixes. So there's certain mixes where some of those songs are like when it's like aggressive or like ass shaking songs in there, but it's also a mix of a lot of shit in there. It's not just that.
Right.
So like I know for me, if she's falling asleep, it depends. I might even do an audiobook depending if I want to catch up on that book.
Okay.
But like it just
But y'all haven't listened to Beyonce's latest album like front to back.
I haven't listened to probably like her
Yeah,
last 3 or 4
since-
to be honest.
Nigga, yeah, we can go back to Dangerously in Love, damn near.
What?
I tapped out on Beyonce early.
Damn. Okay.
Like early.
Okay.
But I do love We Like to Party. That was my shit.
Did y'all
Yeah.
watch the documentary that was on? Nigga, I
Oh,
cried watching that.
Well, on Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've
What's
seen
that
the
one?
whole thing. I think I might have saw some of it. But
Yeah.
like,
I
I mean, Beyonce as an artist I think she's dope and she's great. Like I have nothing against that. And then when I hear a song, I'm like, damn, like she's always got something. But it's just I think for a
She
full,
got something though because her fans are gonna like that. I heard the full song of the "You Won't Take My Soul" one or whatever.
Mhm.
I was like,
yeah.
You didn't like it?
And then the other one that hit.
I kind of like that song.
Like I noticed people use the best parts of it online,
Got you.
and
But
then
like,
when I hear the whole song, I'm like,
Oh, okay,
oh,
okay.
nigga.
Yeah.
Like what's the other one? Not that "You Won't Take My Soul," but the other one.
I like the way Beyonce makes me feel.
I mean,
I
feeling
feel
my
you sound like
loins.
Yeah,
you sound like the Beehive.
maybe I'm a
gay
adjunct
black
member.
man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like one thing I always say about her is like, you can't deny the.
What'd you say?
I was like, oh, he's like, maybe I was like, maybe you're a gay black man.
Oh, maybe.
Well, I never deny her talent. It's just I'm not her core audience. Like, and because people get upset, like you don't like Beyonce. I'm not who she's going for. Like I'm not, and she don't give a fuck. Like
Right.
she got
She's got
the
plenty.
women, she got the gays. She don't give a shit
Yeah.
what I think or what
She's
I
not
feel.
trying to cater
and she's
towards
not
you.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Like
At that level, she's like, all right, I know how to win
right.
all the time. and I target these people, and they're gonna. It's the same thing with probably even I think even the artists that we like, whether it's the Coles or
Right.
Kendricks. It's like they're not trying to be like, all right, let me make this massive like you said, Bad Bunny hit with Bad Bunny because it's just like nigga, I don't really care to.
Right.
I can still do I can go platinum still. I'm gonna still start this arena tour. I'm good.
Yeah.
So,
But you don't feel like there's always something like itching in an artist where like you have a certain fan base, but you're not being embraced by whatever particular group of people?
I
Or
think
are you
if
just
you
like,
want- if you
damn,
want them.
I wish fucking, you know what I mean? Like there's like, you know, there's like a lot of black comics who don't have a black fan base. And do you think that like eats at them?
Oh yeah,
like,
because
damn,
that's
I-
your own people.
It's
Though.
your
Yeah.
people,
Like
yeah,
if women hated Beyonce, that would eat at her.
Oh.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's
If
like,
black
damn.
women hated Beyonce.
Yeah, she'd
Yeah.
be like, damn, my own people don't fuck with me. Like,
Right.
yeah, if it's
If-
your own.
Yeah, if no black woman mess with Beyonce, and,
Yeah.
and black gay dudes that mess with Beyonce,
Mhm.
it'll
What
be
if her
it'll
fan
be
base
a
was
problem.
primarily white?
That'd be
White
weird.
women.
Yeah. that'd
Or
be weird.
straight dudes. Like imagine if there's a bunch of like
Hood
just-
niggas.
and it might work in our favor at a certain point, but then
Bro, yo,
like,
set up.
what, if I'm preaching and screaming women empowerment and none of them fuck with me, something's off.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So even for a person like an artist that's black, if they're saying for like they're for the culture of black people supposedly, and nobody black messes with them, I'm sure that kind of bothers him somewhat.
I love how we hijack that phrase, the culture, because there's so many cultures.
I hate the culture, bro. It's like because it's not really a real thing for real.
What is
like,
real?
Well, you know what's
What
funny?
is real?
What is the culture for
It
real?
started out as like somebody was like, do it for the culture. You know, like it
Yeah,
started out
yeah,
to be
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
And then like stuff just snowballs and it just goes. Because I remember when I first started hearing it, it was all goofy shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was silly.
You know
at
what I
first.
mean?
It was some internet shit.
Yeah, like get holler at it, do it for the culture, man. You know, like it was funny, and then people like I don't know what happened.
It's taking on a real serious tone now.
Yeah, but then we don't know the culture's not defined. We try to be like, well, it's black. It's like nah, because there's a lot of stuff that people consider like, well, that's not black enough for us, and it's just like, well, that's too black for us. So it's like, what do you think about? I guess like if you're comfortable talking about it, like the whole, the John Morant thing, kind of like talking about that too in the sense of the culture and like how
we
it's
talked
like,
about it on Daddy Issues.
I'm uncomfortable talking about that.
We talked about it on Daddy Issues.
Yeah, and do you feel like the people that are coming out like the Stephen Jacksons and the Paul Pierces are correct in what they're saying, or the Stephen A. Smiths are correct in what they're saying, or there's a balance in between? I feel like from what I've seen, like Paul Pierce and Stephen Jackson, anyways, are kind of saying like he's us. He has a right, like he's just a trouble kind of like dude from like where we're from, and it's just like no, he's not. He's not that type of kid.
That's fucked up because you can't tell somebody who they are.
I'm talking about when it comes from environment. Like,
I know, but it even still is like, no, you're not that. You had this. You had this. It's like you don't have. You're not allowed to be essentially this figure because some people may internalize that and may like go above and beyond to really try to prove themselves.
Well, that's
You know
why
what
I
mean?
talk about like the whole, even like going back to the culture thing. It's just like some people feel like the culture is the street, right? And that's only the culture for us. It's like if you're connected to the street.
I thought you said A Street. The
No.
culture's a street.
No.
And it's right down
It's
there.
not like it's on between Balboa and.
Yeah.
So it's like
You can't miss it.
It's like that's considered to a lot of people. The culture is street culture. It's like that's considered black culture. It's like if you have enough hood in you, if you're a certain type of street, then you're cultured. But if you're not, if you're from the suburbs, it's like nah, you're not really. We don't really connect with you, or you don't connect with us. And it's like that's where I feel like there's like
Who determines that?
I
Who's
thought-
making these
I thought the
decisions?
culture was just like whatever is popular amongst the blacks.
I thought it was whatever white people hate.
That
That's
too.
the culture.
There's a lot of things.
And that's
There's a lot
that's
of
the
things.
problem with the culture. It's like it's so many. It could be all those things. To be honest
That's
with you.
that's also so dope is that we can coin these phrases or have these ideologies that have like no like real serious like scholarly research attached
It's
to it.
dope, but it's whack at the same time because we don't monetize it in a sense, and then how does it really benefit us as a people?
No,
like
it's
if we put that energy towards actually something constructive, it'll actually be dope.
I think some people monetize it and capitalize off of it
Usually
in a way to
there's-
exclude others.
Right.
Yeah.
But what it is really is being black is we're just so effortlessly cool. We just
Okay.
do shit.
Okay.
And then it becomes popular. And then once white people get it, we're like, we off that. We don't do that no more.
We
And
don't
then
do other
we
shit.
just do some
We're trying
other
to-
shit.
we're trying to-
and we're not trying to do. That's the thing. We're not
We're trying to evade.
to do anything.
We're trying to evade.
We're just being us, and then everybody joins in. It's like, nah, we switching that.
All right, we switching it up.
We switching it up.
I like that. I like
and
that.
that's all it is. That's the culture.
It's like becoming mainstream. It's like
That's
once it's
the-
mainstream.
we don't like. Yeah, we
it's
don't.
As
like,
soon
we don't
as
fuck
white
with it.
people get it, that means it's done.
It's done. It's over.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you're too late.
Yeah.
Or if they come with it, and they're like, oh, you still on that? We're on some other shit now.
But
You got to
then
keep up.
They'll come with it 3 years later and be
Yeah.
like, so I just discovered something. And it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you
But I
talking
think what
about?
happens is like when that does happen, a lot of times they do probably monetize it more because
They monetize, yeah.
Because we get something popular, and all of a sudden they start putting when it gets popular to them, they start putting it in fashion shows and they sell it as fashion, and they become multi-million and billionaires off the shit. So it's like you said we monetize, not really, nigga. A couple niggas selling some hoodies, it's making some bread, but we ain't monetizing like we should be monetizing.
But
off
the
it.
reason why we're not monetized because they don't give a fuck until some other white person says it.
But I'm saying,
And then that's why they're able to monetize. Like our fashion or whatever, if they want to, like women been getting their hair braided since
for sure.
the beginning of time, right? But if some white hair salon got all these white women coming, yeah, she's going to kill. That don't mean my mom grew up braiding hair. That don't mean we're not monetizing. They're just monetizing on a different scale because they can get all the white people to come get on this shit that we're spread out doing because it's normal.
I think that's to me that still doesn't fully make sense to me because it's like we are still some of the biggest consumers. We spend the most money, so
and
we
we're
get,
going to other
so
white
we,
people. But we've been doing that.
But what I'm
it's
saying,
spread out.
But what I'm saying is we can still monetize and make that much money. It's not about being spread out because they're more spread out than we are.
But how many black girls braid hair growing up?
That's true. But what I'm saying is,
I
it's
braid
like,
hair.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's like you can still make a lot of money even braiding hair, way more money than what we're still making off it.
I mean, black hairdressers be braided.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, hair,
But it also be
hair is different.
I
fashion is like-
associate it with the amount of time spent, like the amount of time it takes to braid a person's hair versus just to go get a haircut. That should have cost like $170, and she was there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, also too, I think
Well,
when
the
we
culture say
The culture.
you gotta talk shit.
If you ain't in the chair for
gotta-
4 hours,
you gotta.
But
You
you
ain't-
always hear, even from our culture, it's like, and that's probably where the monetization gets hard for us. It's like I heard even homegirls of mine, black girls, be like, "Yo, I'm not spending that much money to get my hair done by this person," right? But then when you say when white women do monetize, they'll spend that money to get it done.
okay,
They'll spend like you said the $170 to $200 to $500
for nothing.
for nothing.
Yeah.
And
You come home and I'll be like,
yeah,
all right, where you been?
yeah, you get your hair done.
No, I'll be like, where you been?
I think
But then
what
I got a new
was not-
haircut.
But then,
Oh.
sometimes it's like, yo, I'm not spending $75 for this. I just do it myself because a lot of that's the thing too. It's like they can do it themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
So like my girl be like, yo, I just do my own. I'll
Yeah.
twist my own hair, and it's just like,
What about feeding? Putting money back into the economy in that aspect.
I think what happens with our culture too is that like
Wait, our culture or the culture?
black people. So I mean, whatever. You know what I mean?
A culture.
we can't even define it.
We gotta attach the proper pronoun
That's the
to
thing.
culture.
The culture can't even be defined fully for real. It's
They
like 20
culture?
different things.
Is it? Is it us culture?
I think what happens is like, especially with the money, it alludes to what you're saying. We will pay for efficiency. The problem is a lot of times black shit don't be efficient.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
true.
women love going to get their hair. They will pay to go get but it don't need to take that long.
Mm-hmm.
Hair, barbershops, nigga, stop talking and
Yeah.
cut my hair,
But
bro.
that's the experience.
It is,
Can
but
you
you're
imagine?
like, but imagine not wanting to do all like
sometimes
talk
days
and cut.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It can't be. You can't put the clippers down. So you telling me Kobe, nigga? It's like, bro,
Right,
I've been
that's
here
the
2
whole
hours.
experience. I want all of that.
But
Well,
nah, but I
think it depends.
I got somewhere to be.
Well, it depends,
Sometimes
like,
it's a
Fuck
rush.
off. Fuck where
If
you
you in a
gotta go.
rush,
Exactly, and that's why he's like,
Cut your own
You
hair.
and
can-
then cut to. I've been cutting my own hair for 12 years. I can't
can-
deal with that
You
shit.
can be in the culture for an hour. It's okay.
It
Well,
don't be an hour, bro.
It don't be an hour.
If
but
you didn't make your appointment, bro, you walk in.
Make an appointment.
And even that, it's behind.
Make an appointment.
Because the first nigga showed up late. Because
Man,
bro, it'd be
yeah.
too
Hey,
much,
you're not about
bro.
to come in here and
It'd be too much.
Well, that's
And-
why you. That's,
and-
that's why you go when you go at those particular times
Deconstruct.
when you know you have the time to go. You go, all right.
ridiculous.
I'm probably be here for a few. I'm cool to be here all day, or I'm cool to be here for a few hours.
Like let's say I didn't have the ability to do my own. But as much as we have auditions, last minute shows, but I ain't got time
Yeah.
for these niggas to be talking for 3 hours.
You got time for
nigga.
the culture.
I got to get to this audition.
Well,
I got to get
that's
on this
why-
flight. I got to like.
That's the only reason why I'm kind of glad I'm bald now. It's just like bro, I can shave my head whenever I want to.
Yeah.
You'll never be glad to be bald.
I mean, to a point, to a point, I am.
There's no silver lining.
The only shitty part about being bald, of course, is like having to cut your hair like every day for real, or
And
every
wearing
other day.
beanies indoors.
Yeah.
All
Like I didn't shave, so yeah, I wear this beanie.
Well, I cut my hair
And luckily, but your hair is probably fine to be honest with you. But it's like for us, it's like if our hair is growing back, it can look crazy.
Mine raggedy.
So for us, yours might look raggedy to you, but it's like people are like, oh, he just didn't get
Cause
cut
like,
for
that
a
nigga's
second.
always looked raggedy.
But not even that, he didn't get cut for a second. But if you have a bald head growing back and it's a cul-de-sac, and for us who trying to look,
It's the cul-de-sac for you.
yeah, well,
Okay.
for most bald niggas, it's the cul-de-sac. For most bald
It's
black
the
niggas,
hairline for me.
It's the same thing. It's the cul-de-sac.
It's not a cul-de-sac though.
Where's your hairline?
Nigga,
At?
you and me are not the same.
Where's your hairline at?
It's not cul-de-sac-y.
Where's it at?
It's nigga. It's on the street, nigga. It's street level.
I don't believe you, Gary, because your shit's always kind of cut or you have a beanie on.
My shit is city level. I'm downtown city.
For a nigga that never shows his hairline, I don't believe you.
No, he's not cul-de-sac.
I'm not cul-de-sacing.
And
I'm
my shit-
receding.
My shit's not.
receding,
My
yeah.
shit's
I'm
not.
receding.
My shit's not full cul-de-sac either. Like it's essentially like light right here, and then it's just.
I
it's
think you're
more
full
here.
subdivision.
Nah, I'm not.
All right.
Gary's so predictable, bro. You ever seen a nigga try to like push a nigga buttons? This is Gary. He's trying to like push.
I'm not trying to push. I'm not
Yes,
trying
you
to
are.
push.
You cul-de-sac.
No, Gary's
It's like
Single story.
Let me see how I
Single
can
stories,
let me see
cul-de-sac.
how I can manipulate a
Would y'all
nigga
rather?
today.
Would y'all rather start here and lose it? Would you rather recede, start losing the top, or start from the back?
Depending on how tall I
The
am.
back. The
Depends,
back.
depends on
I
height.
say the back.
You said depends on how tall you
Depends
are.
on height. If I'm 6'5", the back, because you'll never see it like I do. I mean, I ain't gonna say his name, but there's a somebody that we know he's really tall, and he let his hair hang from just not be there for longer than it should have been, probably like a year and a half or two, because he was so tall nobody can really see it for real. And then finally I remember when he cut, I was just like, about time. He's like, what you mean? I was like, nigga, it's been looking trash back there. But he was just like, oh, I didn't even really care because nobody can really see it. I'm like, that's fair. It's a fair point. You 6'5", 6'6".
I would rather from here because like you could still, especially nowadays, if as long as you got your line, you could spray
That's like
or
your whole
something like
face.
yeah, good. I would rather
You can spray.
or even the thinning top. Some people start at the top right
Yeah,
here. I would
skid
rather
mark.
take that than losing the hairline.
Yeah, it
first,
fucks
but
up the whole frame.
once the hairline starts
whole frame of
going,
your
like
face.
it's like
That's true.
shit. That's I'm
Yeah,
Because
because the
also
hairline
it-
frames your face.
And
Yeah.
it depends on how much you're down back here. You can just keep it low.
yeah.
So like if
Kobe
you're,
did that for years.
Yeah.
But then when the hairline started receding,
he had to let it go.
it was over.
Yeah.
But like if you let it, like it depends. It's like I guess I would rather go from like this little spiral part anyways too, just because it's like.
I'd rather go for the spiral.
You talking about nigga with hair problems? Nigga, we were already bald. It's like, would you rather bald this way? Nigga, we're bald already.
But it's still like, how would you want to go?
How would
out? If you could choose, you could.
If I could go back in time,
And they said,
I
how
would
would
have
you
chose.
like to go
Let
out?
me see.
all I wanted was a hairline.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how I bought it. I just wanted a hairline.
Hairline.
A strong hairline. I see niggas with strong hairline.
Did you respect your hairline when you had it?
No. Never.
So
I
you,
never
So you
respected it.
deserve this.
Yeah.
You would say you deserve
Yeah, because
it.
Gary,
I went into
Gary
it
was
early.
bald in high school.
Yeah, I went into it early.
You were favorite.
Did you-
Nigga, it was one bad haircut for me. Cause I had one barber and my barber got killed. Shout out rest in peace to Martell. Like he died he died at like 17. Cause he was cutting everybody hair. And nigga, after he died, I didn't try. I went to when you got a questionable hairline, nigga, you have a person.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
You got one nigga who can cut your hair.
Yep.
This is the only nigga who knows how to cut my hair. And once he passed on and I moved, I got one bad haircut and I was like, I'm done.
So was it so bad to where?
It wasn't so bad, but the insecurity of it was like bad.
Damn.
That I was like, nigga, these women, everybody's gonna know. The
And,
women,
and let me ask you, at your school, because I know some schools did allow, but I think most schools probably didn't. Did they allow hats and beanies at
Nope.
your school?
Not unless it was a school hat.
Yep.
which is why I cut every day.
Yeah.
I cut school every day.
Damn. So you was cutting your hair. So did you get made fun of for cutting your hair? Because I feel like back in
No,
No.
no.
You got to
I
remember
went,
at that time, Tyrese was popping. Jordan had already made bald cool.
Yeah.
Like niggas was being bald just to.
yeah, there was some artists,
bald.
DMX and all them niggas. Was
Yeah, they was all
yeah.
bald.
Yeah.
So Onyx, nigga, all them, everybody's bald.
Yeah, so bald wasn't like it wasn't necessarily super cool, but if you did it,
it wasn't,
necessarily a big deal.
It wasn't a big deal at all.
Unless
Niggas was dyeing their hair silver and blonde because Cisco was
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, I think you only got made fun of if you were known for the nigga having a lot of hair, and then you came to school next day bald. Because a lot of times, normally you had that tan, that your scalp was super light. But other than that, niggas that had already kind of shorter hair, like already or waves, whatever, if they cut their hair bald, it was just like, oh, it's just like it is what it is at that point.
Bald, you could tell when somebody had to cut it for like a punishment or something.
Right.
And they got made fun.
It wasn't.
You
It
could
wasn't.
tell
A
they
good,
didn't
it
like
wasn't
it.
a good ball
They didn't
cut.
like it. They they got the head shave because the grays was.
They got a hoodie on.
Yeah. What happened?
Which is an evil way to punish your children, by the way. I would never do that. I would never make my kid cut his hair.
Yeah,
bald.
I don't understand that
That's
punishment.
so fucked up.
Especially
You
nowadays.
gotta take away what they give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot of times video games for real, right?
Nah.
Which so
And
you
by the time
y'all
you get,
having
by the
y'all
time
both
you get to
having
high
sons.
school, you care about your parents.
Y'all both
You're
having
right.
sons.
Uh-huh.
Y'all do first of all in high school, you're not forcing me to cut my hair bald.
You gonna whip my ass?
Nigga, I'll if I got nigga at that time
No, he's
nigga,
asking me like right now, personally.
yeah. I'm
that
saying
shit, that came from like something deep.
That's
You gonna
the
whoop my
dad
ass?
in me
Yeah.
having a kid
Yeah.
tell me what
Like,
he gonna
nigga,
do in my
you-
fucking house.
first of all, it depends, right? If Keelan's still getting his hair cut by you, then that's different. You might be, but it's like you telling me Keelan at 16 does some shit, you just gonna be like, nigga, I'm cutting your hair bald, and he's gonna take
Usually when
That's wild.
cutting my hair bald came from warning after warning after warning. It ain't nobody wakes up and said we shaving your head today.
I know that, but I'm
You bring them grades home next semester, we cutting that hair off. That's how that happens.
Mm.
And they say, fuck what you talking about. I bring home shitty grades again. Shave that shit off, nigga.
beat me.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of my house. You homeless,
beat,
nigga.
Beat me.
You homeless. See, I see why you got beat. You're defiant.
You beat me. Especially at that time, like it was like my hair was like how I got women. I understand that that's your point, but it's like, dog.
no.
What?
It's like you bring them grades home again, nigga. It's gonna be brown contacts in your eyes.
For him?
You ain't,
Regular eyes.
Regular
nigga.
eyes for you, nigga.
No.
All semester.
I can have my hazels, nigga. You tripping? But so you telling me y'all both have sons, right? You would use that as a punishment for your sons?
I would whatever his
No.
if that's what he cared about. And if it's been shit after shit and I'm like, hey bro, and I've tried other options, bring home that shit again, we shaving all that shit off. Cause that's what you give a fuck about. And he'll shape up or shave that shit off. And I gotta let you know, I'm not fucking around. This behavior needs to change.
Child abuse comes in many ways, people.
Nah.
And that's
That's pure defiance. If I tell you to do something, you're like, fuck what you
Yeah.
talking about? Nigga, fuck, get the fuck out my house. Are you shitting me?
So are you so Gary? Pilot.
I don't know. I didn't have a father growing up, so I'm learning
shitting
all
me?
this. I'm like, oh, so you can do that.
This is definitely coming from
Yeah,
Keith.
yeah, this is definitely
from
Keith. This
I
is Big
can see-
Keith right here.
Yeah, Big Keith.
Like,
this is definitely Big Keith.
him even putting that idea in my head right now. I'm like, are you?
This nigga getting fired up.
I mean, tell me what
This
the
nigga
fuck
is
you gonna
mad
do?
right
Like,
now.
nigga,
Keon
you
was like,
shitting me?
yo, I will never have to beat my kids. I will for sure be cutting their hair off.
nigga. Like,
Kendrick, and I'll tell you this: out of the kids, Kendrick gonna be the first one if that's the case. Kendrick,
but they won't because they know this what I'm doing. They know I'm not fucking around.
We don't know. We don't. You know,
Like,
I'm
I'm
telling
not
you.
fucking around.
I tell you now. Now that I'm thinking about it, you don't know who your kids are until they get some pussy for the first time. Who they become after that? That's what you're gonna be
I
dealing
was the
with.
same person.
When you lose your
most,
virginity.
but see,
16.
remember, Keon's also a cyborg, and he's very different from most people. Even when we talk to him, it's like you're most different from how most of us grew up and how we did things. I would agree with Gary in this sense. Most dudes that when they start having sex consistently or even got it for the first time,
they be feeling
they're a different nigga. Whereas
dude.
Keon was like, it seemed like he always had the confidence of like,
He's never had any emotion. Yeah.
I'd be happy.
what's emotion?
Nigga be happy all the
Yeah,
time.
Keon has it just like
Nigga be-
laughing.
Nigga be
And
happy.
maybe some anger, like he'll go off every once in a while, but it's
Nigga
not
be
necessarily
happy.
like a sense of like of that. But yeah, I wanted to know would you cut Pilot's hair?
I don't think I would cut his hair.
Like, cause I
I don't know. I don't
What
know.
was that? Yeah, you have to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
I
depends
don't
on
know
what
yet.
his shit is.
I don't know. I just
Now, if
don't
he has
know
other
yet.
stuff, then I'm gonna take whatever you give a fuck about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say he don't care, and I'm like, I'm gonna cut your hair. He's like, I don't care. Then I'm not gonna do it because he don't give a fuck.
Would you cut his hair off, or would you cut his hair in a wild hairstyle?
Wild hairstyle wouldn't work. If they got
He'll
no
rock it.
swag,
He'll flip it.
if they got no swag, they pull it out.
Yeah, he'll
like,
flip it,
And
yeah.
I'm only cutting the hair off if he cares about his hair. Like if I say, bro, I'm
How
gonna
do
shave
you
a bald.
how do you get this nigga to sit in the chair at a teenage? Not as a kid. Keelan now.
Because
Kendrick now
I'm
is
like,
different. But it's about if it's
what
a
was the
16-year-old
agreement?
kid.
Oh, so this is already established.
Yeah.
What?
You've had an
what was the
agreement.
agreement?
You make
I
an
told
agreement.
you, if your hair wasn't right, I'm not sitting in that chair. Nigga, there's the door.
Nigga, let me tell you
Oh,
something.
get
There's
out.
the door.
Okay, so that's the other option. You get
And if
the
a
fuck
kid's
out.
stupid enough to choose that over a haircut, nigga, bye.
That's wild. I want to know.
It's wild on your end to sit there and tell your father, I ain't doing this shit.
No, it's not about. It's not about telling my father because that's never how it was. I always.
That's the argument you're, am I misconstruing
No. The
this
argument is
argument?
not telling your father that you're not doing something. The argument could be just that you are doing something, like in the sense of like how you keep fucking up for the punishment. I'm saying before the
And I'm
punishment.
saying, so if we made an agreement before the year started, if you bring home what you brought home, that hair coming off, and you do it anyway, nigga, that's on you. And this is your punishment.
But as a parent, would you sit there and be like, okay, are there things? I'm just trying to say from a, I feel like sometimes as parents, we go to the extreme without looking at us first, being like, all right, what could I have done as a parent to probably even help this kid? Some kids are just fuck ups, right? But some kids might be like, all right, yo, I didn't get enough time here, or you didn't send me to tutoring, or I was just like, I didn't get the help I needed in a certain area. That's why I'm here. Are you looking at yourself first? But all right, as a parent, man, I probably could adjust here and do this here, and whatever the case may be. Or you just
but
going
I'm-
like,
It doesn't-
nah,
it's a
this-
different-
But I started this whole thing was like we've exhausted other options.
Yeah, in the defiance of it, is an added layer of just disrespect at a certain point. It's like,
Right.
you just disrespecting me
Right.
as a man. So now it's either time for you to either accept the consequences that we established, that we agreed on,
That we agreed upon.
or you gotta.
It ain't like I
leave.
came in the room was like shave it off. Like nigga, we had this in writing. This was the agreement.
So this might be worse for me. This might be worse what I'm about to say, right? I think, especially at a certain age, I think I would probably do something in a sense of like either boxing my kid or I'm taking him to the gym to box with a nigga that got these hands. Like you're going to have to learn something. You're going to listen. I think like, I don't know, like I guess deforming him in a sense is just kind of like,
a bald head nigga, you'll live.
you will, but it's
You'll
just
be
like,
fine.
But what if what if that,
your other option is beating the shit out of them
no, I mean,
versus cutting their hair?
it's not necessarily just beating them. They get a chance to fight back. They actually get a chance.
But
their hair will grow back.
In this particular case, they don't get a chance to fight back. You're
Those-
saying,
both of
And
those
how long does a
things-
haircut? It lasts what, 2 weeks?
I'm saying both of
Like,
those things can backfire. The haircut, the nigga can kill it bald. That's an option.
could.
Or you send them in there and your son really does have hands, and it backfires and he whoops whoever ass, whoops your ass.
Honestly, it's not a backfire at that point. If he goes in there, we got something here. We might even want to put you in boxing now. You would make us millions of dollars, nigga. We just found a gift we didn't know
He
you
just
had.
mad. He just leaves the ring mad.
Could
Fuck
be.
you, Dad.
But what I'm saying is, it's like
I feel like this haircutting thing is just personal for you.
No, it's not personal. I'm just trying to find different ways when it comes to like, all right, because I've seen it done before, and I've seen, I guess the results of kids. Like it kind of fucks with the kids' confidence. Like you say, you had one bad haircut when you were just trying to get a haircut, and it
Yeah.
fucked with you for the rest since now still. So imagine doing
Doesn't
it
fuck
on.
with me anymore. Okay.
You said different, but that's what I'm saying. It is him going to actually get a haircut on purpose. Now imagine cutting a nigga's hair like to try to destroy this nigga, and it backfires in the sense of a gear. Let's say you cut his hair and his hairline doesn't grow back the same anymore, and it fucks his hair up for life.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Well,
messed
he should have
up.
thought about that.
Should have thought about that
When he-
before you
Look,
brought
I,
that
I-
white bitch.
I
on.
What-
asked you to do this.
What is
You
the
did not
what is
do
the
it.
what is it though? Like what will be for you? I guess the breaking point of like what is it? Grades? Is it fighting at school?
I don't
Is
know.
it-
Like I just like how we started this whole thing. I said we exhausted other options. You're not doing what I asked you to do in this situation.
But I just want to know
This is
what's not doing what I actually do. It's like how far is it? Is it doing the dishes?
This is probably
it-
like last resort thing, right?
Yeah, it's a last. It's a okay. I've exhausted. You just
We've
you
tried
just
everything.
Do what the fuck you want.
We've tried everything.
I want to know exactly what. If you say,
I mean, I don't know. All this is hypothetical, so I don't know.
That's why we can pick it up. So
Yeah.
it's like, is it dishes? Is it like, all right? I keep telling
I
Kendrick
think it's
to
an
do the dishes
accumulation
multiple
of things.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing.
Okay.
It's probably like he's just been an asshole. He's been an asshole for like 6 months.
Yeah, when you
And then this last
frustrated
thing
with your
happens.
kid, it's a lot of just like relationships. You don't just snap off one thing. It's a
Some
Well,
niggas do.
yeah.
Some niggas will haul off and drop kick their lady after
Right.
this one fucking
These
thing.
two things are not the
things
same.
are like I've been asking you to do this
Right.
for this amount of time, and you just
I guess I'm looking at the level
Bruh.
of things. Like if my kid is telling me like my kid is not doing the dishes multiple times, I'm probably not gonna, even if I exhausted options, I'm probably not gonna cut his hair off for that. But if it comes to like something like maybe like grades or like fighting or bullying kids at school.
so he's telling you
Then-
I ain't doing these dishes.
Yeah,
You
that's
telling
like-
me he ain't doing those dishes?
Well, he hasn't been. You keep asking him, he ain't doing them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You not if the open defiance like that is a then you can leave thing. I don't think we're going haircut. I think we're going.
Yeah, we're just going like,
gotta
oh,
go.
yeah,
gotta
it's
go.
not even a haircut thing. It's like, yo, you don't live here anymore. Then
You gotta go.
I'm not gonna like give you a choice. Like either I'm gonna cut your hair or leave the house.
Which can
It's
also
not
backfire.
even a choice. It's
Which
like,
could
nigga,
also backfire because his girlfriend's parents can be very accepting and they live in a fucking giant house. It's
Well,
like, all
I
right,
mean,
cool, I'll leave.
hopefully you would have discussions with them if you know he has a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Being like, yo, my son better not be over there because I will come over there and I will like it would be a problem. if
I'm
I'm
charging you with
interesting.
kidnapping.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting. Okay,
But I'm
but you
more,
kicked him out. Nigga, he can go wherever he wants.
I mean, normally the goal is and
Oh,
that's-
shut down his options.
Yeah.
Hey, don't let my son in.
Shut out, because the
Don't let
goal
my.
is, you see how hard it is out there, bring
Yeah.
your ass back and listen.
exactly. I don't want you to
But
have
it's
it like, all
better
right,
out
cool.
there.
I'm gonna go to Jamie's house.
It's freedom out here.
So I'm calling everybody.
Every-
I better not catch that nigga over there.
I've been kicked out before. I was on the street before, so it's like you
What'd
gotta
you do?
huh?
What'd you do?
I mean, I,
No. What did you do on the street? Like, where'd you go?
I sat on. I walked around for a long time first. I had like a little bit of money, maybe like $20. So I was able to get something to eat, kind of chill some
I'm
places.
sorry. How old were you?
Teenager.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know you only had $20.
Only yes, nigga. I didn't have a job yet at the time.
All
When
right.
I talk teen, I'm talking like 13, 14.
Got you.
So
Got you.
I couldn't-
What'd you
was-
do to get kicked out? I bet he was being defiant.
No, I think he was listening.
I don't think he was.
well, I mean, this is Alcoholic Earl. So I mean,
okay. anything. Yeah,
anything was
He's like, nigga, I sneezed.
Yeah.
And
So
so
you sneeze into his beer.
So
Hey,
I
get the
remember-
fuck out.
I remember first I forgot exactly even what I did.
The fuck out.
So
Sneezing to his beard.
I didn't have a beard, but
Oh, his beer. His beer.
oh, his
He's
beard.
drinking.
Oh, his beard. Nigga sneezing to his
The
beard.
fuck out.
I would be like, that's right. That's fair. I would be like, all right.
That's your beverage. You're right.
So it was. Here's the thing. It was. I think from what I remember, it was talking.
Cold 45 if you're racist.
It was me talking back, but it was also the way I was being talked to. So it was like I was being talked to in a way. It was just like, yo, what are you doing right now? Like, why are you being this aggressive with me when I'm just like you're saying I did something that I didn't do. And I was just like, I didn't do it. It was kind of in the sense of like
Yeah.
that. It's like, well, if you ain't gonna whatever, get the fuck out. And I remember I went to go grab my shoes, and this nigga snatched my shoes and threw them down the hall. And he said, "Nigga, those my shoes. I paid for them. Nigga, you leaving this house for nothing." And I was like,
You were
thinking like,
naked?
I gotta go butt naked. And of course, it's like he let me go out with my clothes on, but I left.
It's gracious.
And nigga, I remember I sat in the backyard first. He's like, I can't be in the house. He said, nigga, and he opened the glass door and he said, I said, nigga, out the house. The backyard's the house. So I went out the back gate, nigga, with socks on. I found some
Did he have a beer in his hand when he said it?
Took
Like-
a sip.
Nah, he didn't have a beard in his head. And so I
I imagine. I don't know. This is fucking so dumb. I just imagine him holding a pit bull on a leash.
Nah, we
while he's
had
yelling at
With
you
a
to
white
leave.
beater on.
Nigga,
a Dalmatian.
his
actually.
draw.
you had a dog? Did you have a dog?
We had a Dalmatian.
Okay.
We had a small dog and a Dalmatian. So like,
Oh,
I
man.
remember I found like this. I guess I found like this homeless guy.
Getting
sandals.
mad at the dog. Not you. Get your ass back in this house.
So I
Oh,
I found
fuck.
this homeless dude sandals that were kind of like breaking it, honestly. And then I was just walking, and I was like, all right, cool. What I'll do is I'll go to Blake's house because Blake used to live. He lived like walking wise, he probably lived like 30 minutes. But like driving might have been like not even like maybe like 5 minutes,
Right.
30, 40 minutes. So I walked over there, and they didn't come home to like for whatever reason like midnight.
Oh, they were out that day?
Nigga, and my dad,
Just your luck.
kicked me out like right after school, so it was like 3:30, nigga. So
Just
I
your
was
luck.
on the streets from like 3:30 to like past like a little bit past midnight.
What city?
This was we lived in North Hills, so like North Hills, Mission Hills,
Okay.
Granada Hills type. So
Okay.
like in the valleys.
Okay.
And like I said, I was able to get something to eat, and I was just like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like I felt homeless. I was like, this is what it is. I was like, I might just have to go home and deal with the abuse. I might just have to go home and get socked out. Like and it was cold. It happened to be cold that night. I remember when they found me, I was like sitting like sitting like by a Starbucks, and they had to drive by that Starbucks. And I remember I saw his sister's car, and I waved her down. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And she got me in the car, and I was freezing. She
Damn.
turned the heat on. They got me something to eat. And man, bro, it was like, I don't even think I cried.
Did your dad apologize later
What?
for that?
What?
He didn't. He
He
never
didn't do
apologized?
anything wrong in his eyes. What are you talking about?
But I know he went through a period of reflection where he was.
Oh, you're talking about later.
Yeah,
Later,
like
I don't
yeah.
even think he remembers that he did that.
Probably
to me.
doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even think he remembers that. And if my thing is, if he, in his eyes, if he kicked me out, he was right. Because it like talking to my dad any type of way is a trigger for him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, if you start snapping on me, especially if at a certain teenage age, like most teenagers are gonna start to be defiant.
I can't imagine, dude. That's
what I'm saying, like, I
it sounds so
can't-
hard though.
I can't, because we weren't. When my dad snapped us, even as teens, we was like, all right, nigga.
You said
this
Keith
your
was?
house,
But
bro.
your brother, what was the most effective?
He never
what-
snapped back. Keith was just hard headed.
Okay.
It wasn't no
behind
disrespect.
closed
Yeah, it
doors.
was just-
When
Okay.
you're dealing with somebody who's an alcoholic, who's abusive,
I
who's
get that. I
cussing
get
out,
why you guys
at a certain
did.
point,
Yeah.
it's different. It's like at a certain point, you're gonna be like, all right, you're not speaking to me as my father. You're speaking to me as essentially another nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like you're trying to physically harm me at this point.
Right.
And I have to, even from your rules that you taught me, I
Yeah.
have to start to defend myself, or else I'm
right.
technically a bitch.
In your specific
Yeah.
case, I understand all the buckbacks, but like in just regular
Defiance?
father son, nigga, no.
Right. If
Abs-
you're just like, if you're
absolutely
saying, if I
not,
want you
bro.
to do a chore and you're just being like, no, I'm not doing it because I don't want
Or
to.
I'm grown now, because boys
Yeah.
get to that age where they,
Yeah.
I'm grown. Oh, really?
It's
You
hard. That's
you
a
are?
hard time.
Okay.
I feel
It-
like
Because it's like you want to respect them. Like, yeah, you're growing. You're becoming
You're
a
getting
young
there,
adult.
but don't get
don't
too far.
overstep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a fill out point too, because I remember from like, like maybe senior year, college, when you're really, I didn't live on my own now. I didn't. That was the most conversations. Like, all right now, bro. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel at that particular point, do you feel like you have to adjust yourself as a parent then too? Be like, all right, cool. This is a man. Keon and Keith are now men. I can't speak to them to like their children. because
that
can
came
be a
probably
trigger to
that
them.
came a little later.
Yeah.
That came a little later.
You know, it'd be a dagger. It's like you're 16 or 17 or whatever, and you just started having sex and you fucking now.
Right.
And you fucking getting your dick sucked, all this shit, and you bringing all that energy into the house, all that I'm fucking getting my dick sucked energy, and your dad has been in a strained marriage 30, 20 years.
They like, fuck that.
Yo.
You just got that confidence, just like, yeah.
That dude, your dad is beating the brakes off you, bro. I think your pops is gonna
hilarious.
beat the absolute brakes off you.
He's just frustrated by your happiness. That should have been me, but I had you.
Oh man.
Your mom out here sucking dick. That's why you got to take this beating.
Yeah, I think when it comes if you're talking just standard healthy household, if a child gets to a point where they like bucking, you like, nigga, absolutely not.
Do you feel like that comes actually more with daughters, with like mothers and daughters? Because
I
I
don't know.
always hear from the mother perspective or even the daughter's perspective. Like,
I heard it gets rough.
I
at 10
gave my
years.
mom hell
Yeah,
when
I
they
heard
hit
it gets
13,
rough.
14. They gave it's like if my dad didn't do the things that he did, we would have been fine.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have necessarily. We would have pushed back here and there, but it would have got to fisticuffs. It would have gotten to some every once in a while some yellings, maybe a little bit of aggressiveness, but never would have gotten too crazy.
Yeah.
But like I hear from like a lot of daughters being like, "Yo, I gave my mom hell at 13,
I heard
between
it gets
13 and like
real
17,
rough.
18. I put her through the ringer." And
Yeah.
then you always hear like the mother said, "I did the same thing to my mom, and this is payback for what I did to my mom." And it's like you always hear about women kind of like they want daughters because it's cute at first.
Yeah.
But then when it gets to that age, they're like, I don't even know. If I
Yeah,
really
every
want
lady
one
I
of
know say, like my mom all the time, like, I'm so glad I had 3 boys. Like, so glad. I was the only girl in the house. I got to get on my own shit, stuff like that. And the teen years was pretty much smooth sailing.
for your dad to kind of take care of, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was my dad handling it. Like,
Right.
my mom really got to, as far as her kids are concerned, from my POV, she really just got to do the cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, no, she had to cook and stuff, but
Yeah.
like we were doing our own chores, we were washing our own clothes and stuff like that. So that load was off, and then, by the time we got older, our friends could take us to practice and stuff, so that load was kind of off.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, so she just came to the games, cheered. Still don't know, nigga. I was telling Cotty this the other day because she had Keelan's game. When I can't make the games, I'm asking her like, what inning is it? Blah, and she knows nothing. And I was like, you need to learn these games. I hooped my entire life. My mom still don't know all the rules of basketball. Nigga, still to this day.
Yeah.
Showed up, nigga, cheered, like still couldn't tell you all the rules of the game. And
She kept a safe distance because you know there are the moms that put the shit on.
Yeah.
They'll be running down the sideline
Yeah.
when they son scoring a touchdown. Like we
Yeah.
had a couple of them moms.
Yeah.
were the fathers involved?
Yeah, they're present.
And they were still.
They weren't. I don't think the mom and dad weren't together, but the
Oh,
father
Right.
was
Yeah.
present. And he
Normally
lived
it
with
was
the
either
mom.
that or
yeah.
it was they were
Yeah.
single.
I feel like every time I
Yeah.
saw the moms doing the most, there was no
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
I think, but I think the mom in this particular case, the moms were former athletes too.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a different energy. And a couple of
Yeah.
them niggas made it to the league too.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Cause yeah, when we played football, it was like the moms they would sit there, be the team mom, cut the oranges for the kids, and give us the oranges for the team, or they'll bring like the
How does
snack.
follow me?
Uh,
Hey, what's up?
Keelan needs a treatment.
All right.
Okay, he heard you.
Okay, they're asking how soon you can be there.
Like right now.
He said right now. All right.
All right. Go get his weak-lung boy a puff.
well,
See, he can't afford to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Nigga won't survive outside. Give me your inhaler, nigga. But dad.
screw you, Dad. Oh, we'll see how long. Wait a second.
New niggas. It's the new breed.
All right. We can.
Want to continue?
How many times is it?
It's 41.
Well, we had an emergency.
Yeah.
'Cause I wanted to get into. I had a discussion with Janelle. I wanted to get into like spoiling kids and what is considered spoiling, and because I saw a thing where this kid he was probably like 21 years old, and he walked to the smoothie place with his mom, and his mom went up and ordered everything, and he sat there with his legs crossed. He's like, "Here's your smoothie, honey." He was just like he just sipped it, like he was like she was like his caretaker, and he was like he wasn't a kid that was handicapped that he needed help. He was like a kid that was like he could have did all the shit himself, even could have paid.
It's kind of a weird like role play.
But I wanted to get into that.
Yeah, we can
dynamic,
get
so-
into that. We can do it.
They probably fucking.
We can do it next episode for sure. 'Cause I got to get out of here anyways. And I got to go to the doctor because the reason why he needs his inhaler because they didn't give us his new thing. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'll stop it. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh, I feel for my brother.